Okay, so it seems there's been a little bit of a situation going on with this VTuber called Akura over on Twitter. Now, obviously, Akura has been actually putting up some kind of posts and things looking to sell her VTuber model. And this is a very common thing in the VTuber community, to sell your old model or to sell a design or to sell literally anything to do with VTubing. And obviously, yeah, a lot of people put in bids and things and then take over that model or take over whatever it is that they are selling, right? And obviously, it is a very, very common thing. Now, this post actually came out, saying selling my VTuber model, and this is the actual video that they have of the VTuber model with a ton of different like outfits and stuff as well, which they're changing. And again, it looks like a very well-made model. It's a really, really high quality VTuber model, and I can expect they paid quite a bit, obviously, for it to be done and for it to be rigged as well. And I feel like, it is a good model. I think we can all agree on that. Now, obviously, what they asked here for is around about 10k or your best offer, and they said it was worth around about 14.2 k USD. So again, they've actually slashed a lot of the price of how much they paid and how much it was worth, right? And obviously that is a pretty good deal for some people. Now, they have been met with a lot of hate, and this is why we're kind of making this video today, because many people do not agree with the asking price of $10,000. Now, obviously, I think what a lot of people are missing out here as well is that this is not just the VTuber model. Obviously, if this was just a VTuber model, I think 10k would be a little bit too much, and obviously I can totally understand why people wouldn't be very happy with that. But you got to understand that this comes with obviously a fully rigged VTuber model with 3 outfits, also 2 full body VTuber models with 2 outfits. So again, that's 2 other VTuber models there, right? And they're ready to rig. So again, I don't think they have been rigged, but again, there is the design there ready to go. They've also got 18 emotes which you can take from that, as well as alerts, panels, sub badges, and background music, which already is quite a lot. 2 animated loading screens, just chatting and gaming overlay 2 variants, stream schedules and backgrounds for posting stream schedules, and also 100 plus artworks plus 9 animated ones as well. So again, obviously you get a lot with that. I mean, this is pretty much the starter pack of becoming a VTuber, and getting a lot of this kind of stuff. Now, yes, this has been met with a lot of hate from many people kind of saying that 10,000 was too much. Now, obviously, there's been people in the comment section, including Kitsu, saying stuff like, I'm sorry these people are being asshats in the comments. I just don't get how they don't see that it's not just the model. Over time, VTubing can be quite expensive, and nobody has the right to tell anyone what they can do with their money. I hope you can sell her. This is thank you, sweetheart. It's been getting to me, not gonna lie. And obviously, a lot of people as well have been joining in, saying, as someone who knows the pricing of models because I rigged them, many of you who say, OMG, I'd never pay that, well, good, because you didn't. This is not one model, this is multiple rigged models and tons of assets. And obviously, yeah, there's been many people in the community that have been coming to their defense, and I think it's been recently flooded with a lot of people kind of supporting her. But again, during the initial post, and why this got so popular, a lot of people were being very negative about it and saying, why would I ever pay for that? What the hell even is this? And obviously, yeah, that's one, I understand why they would be mad. Obviously, if it was just a VTuber model, but it feels like they just didn't look into it properly. They didn't look into exactly what came with a lot of the model and everything like that, which I think obviously is just a big misunderstanding. But it seems like they've had more hate come their way. They said a VTuber with nearly 100,000 decided to quote tweet my model sale post complaining about the price, and I've been getting a lot of negative comments ever since. Let me break a few things down since people don't know how to read. I didn't get the 14,000 number out of nowhere. That is how much everything I am including in the package costed when combined. I have a spreadsheet that has everything included detailed for anyone that wants to view if they're interested. The price tag of 10k was decided after I got advice from multiple people over what I should price her at. It does not only include only the model, like some people think, it has multiple models, your entire streaming setup, and over 100 pieces of art. With that being said, as I stated multiple times, I'm taking offers. I do not expect anyone to pay 10,000. It is simply the set starting price. I will take the best offer given to me. I am also taking payment plans if needed, because I don't expect anybody to have that amount of money on hand. That is so discouraging, and it really makes me sick seeing people talk poorly about the quality when my main model comes from a very talented artist and rigger. I really didn't appreciate anyone talking down on their work, calling me a failure, and judging me over something that isn't for them to begin with. And obviously, yeah, that's 100% true. A lot of the people that have been, kind of hating on her are never going to buy the model. They weren't even interested in the first place. And it just seems like they're looking for the next thing to kind of, get angry about, which I think is pretty crazy. And as well, people were like talking about the quality of the model and saying it was bad and stuff. Obviously, that doesn't really affect the VTuber themselves that much, more so the artist and obviously the rig artist has been working on it. And, that's very disrespectful to them as well. When, we know that the model is very high quality. You can see from the post, it's a good model. It's got a good rig. It's just people trying to, kind of, I guess, criticize it because they want to criticize it, And I think that, yeah, 10K, as she says there, wasn't even the price that you had to pay for it. It was just an asking price. And obviously the best kind of offer that comes out, obviously they say or best offer is obviously, yeah, I mean, it could be much under that, which, again, I still think is a very, very good deal. Now, many people brought up the fact of, this is a used model. That is something to kind of consider here, and maybe that does drop the value down. And that is 100% true. I think if you have a used model that has been, obviously, you've streamed with it or whatever, I can understand why the value of that model goes down, because, again, obviously, it's been used. Sometimes it can be associated with things. Sometimes, it's just not as, I don't know, it's not as exciting if you use a used model compared to one that you've kind of worked on and created yourself, right? So again, I can understand why people would want the pricing to be a little bit lower. But again, as well, I think it's also the same kind of understanding that, it is the best offer. It's not asking just for 10K. It's asking for the best offer, which could be lower considering obviously it's a used model, which I think is totally understandable. And I think a lot of this is understandable. You got Moni here saying, "Girl, what the hell? I know how expensive your model is, so that price with all the art and rigging is totally okay." Like, do they think they can get so much for 1K? If I would probably sell my model with rigging and art, all art I ever got, it could be over 10K too. I'm sorry, these people are mean to you. That I'll never understand people complaining about how expensive something is, let alone attract negativity. Just don't buy it and move on, bro. Ultimately, choice is up to you if you decrease the price or accept a different offer, which, yeah, is true. A lot of people have been hating on this, right? When you could literally just kind of move on. You don't need to sit here and kind of clown on them for a price that you cannot afford, right? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to pay for it. You're not going to, afford it. And that's, totally fine, but it doesn't mean you have to sit there and, obviously be horrible about them and everything like that in the comments and in quotes and things like that. You just move on. You just go, "Oh, I can't afford that. All right, well, we'll just move on to the one that I can afford," or whatever. Or even just, I don't know, because not everybody obviously was in the market for a kind of VTuber model. Maybe it's just people like passing by. But even then, I think it's just kind of unnecessary to leave them a ton of hate just over something so small. Because again, if you don't like the price, then don't pay for it. Don't care about it. It's not your choice in terms of how you sell it, right? And obviously, yeah, people have been saying even more stuff in the comments. People saying, "I hope she gets a new home soon. She's stunning, please." So people don't understand how expensive art can be. With reasons, we put so much love into it that I initially came to ask what the hell was the pricing, but as soon as I clicked on the full post and saw everything included, the price is actually pretty reasonable, which, yeah, I think a lot of people have clicked on the full post and realized, actually, this isn't a terrible price for a lot of these stuff that's included, because you do get 2 full body VTuber models as well with it, as well as, obviously 5 different outfits with all of them, which is pretty crazy, right? And I think a lot of people would be very happy with something like that. But I think, obviously with the mix of people, for example, apparently a 100K VTuber, I don't know who the VTuber is they're regarding there, obviously sending a lot of hate their way and dogging on that. I think also that has, provided a lot of like hateful people to go over there and comment things without even looking at the description of it. So I think that could also be a factor in terms of why she's gotten so much hate. But again, obviously, it is pretty crazy to see so many people so angry over just a price for a VTuber model at the end of the day. Because again, if you don't want to buy it, you don't want to buy it, and that's totally fine. But again, you don't need to go and bash them for it, because it's their model. They can choose how they can sell it and how much they want to sell it for. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.